Hey friends, Jeff here with this absolutely gorgeous 79 Malibu. Man, this has been a great car to have in the shop. It's getting a lot of attention. We're really excited to be listing it. Dynamite paint on this car. Look at how nice and reflective that is. It has been professionally detailed and ceramic coated, so that's pretty slick too. Let's go under the hood. Show you the business end here. 350 crate motor. I believe it to be a ZZ4. There are no receipts. I believe the engine was in the car prior to Wally purchasing the car. But he has ZZ4 written down in a couple spots, so that's what's making me think that. It is an 880 block with aluminum heads. Again, all signs are pointing toward that ZZ4. Wanted to take some time just to go over the modifications. If I had to put a number on this car, it sure seated the pants feels like 400, 4.25 horse, right in that ballpark. MSD ignition. We got the Edelbrock higher rise intake with the dual quad 500 CFM carbs. There is a lumpy cam in this car too. Wally was older, so to maintain power steering, power brakes, there is a vacuum canister that's been added as well. No problems that I noticed, losing power steering or brakes or anything like that. I've put about 40 miles or so on the car, and she runs and drives well. Doesn't run hot or anything that way. I did stick a new battery in it. The other one, the battery was dead when I got the car, and I just thought, forget it, I'll go ahead and just stick a battery in it right away. Let's also take an opportunity here, and for those of you who didn't look at other videos, this car is backed by a Muncie 4-speed. It's again a really strong, oh man, help me out, is that a 660 or 661 case that you'll see in the photos? Really nice, strong version of the Muncie. It's either an M20 or an M21. To me, seat of the pants as I'm driving it feels like a wide ratio to me. With how the car drives out of the hole, that first gear is really how I've always been able to kind of tell the difference between the wide ratio and close ratio. But dynamite hood on this car, posi traction rear as well. Again, sorry, my mind is going in a couple directions here, but thinking about that cowl induction hood on the car, and then of course, the posi traction rear. We got a couple sets of gears that come with the car as well. I also wanted to take an opportunity to go through just some of the receipts. So, we have real basic stuff, like the starter that was recently put in. And then we have receipts for the Edelbrock cam, the Performer RPM, roller style cam that's in here with that. It looks like Wally did the cam, the intake, and the carbs all at the same time. We've got the manual here for the radio as well. Then we've got some we have receipts and all the paperwork here for the MSD ignition. Those of you who are in the know are going to understand, this ignition control kit that's in here. I don't know if that's just standard electronic ignition, from MSD. I'm familiar with their products, but I don't know if this, the digital stuff, if you have the ability to dial in, some of your spark and stuff like that. Okay, so premium sound and security. We've got the invoice here for the radio and speakers that came to just over $1,000. Also with the MSD ignition, there was an MSD distributor put in the car as well. And then there's some input there on the cam. and then the carburetor info. And now we get into kind of the nitty gritty. So we've got, the receipt here to install the cam intake ignition system. With the parts, that was $2,200. Have a number of receipts for oil changes. Looks like Wally was doing that each year on the car. And then we just go through, we've got the specific receipts then for the Rolling Thunder cam. Hey, it shows a gear drive kit. I'm going to leave it to the pros out there. It doesn't have that typical gear drive whine that I'm familiar with. But I've also read that gear drives have gotten a lot quieter, or you can get them that are quiet. So I'll leave that up to you about whether or not there's a gear drive in there. Again, distributor, and then the cam kit. We've got belts and hoses here, new radiator cap, and then we have receipt here for the clutch bell housing, and then gaskets and stuff that way on the transmission as well. So 11-inch clutch on here. Again, $3,400 in work. Here's some of the info here on the parts that were used. Here's another receipt for $2,800. In this case, it was replacing wheel bearings, master cylinder, fuel pump center link. And then this one also, it says replace clutch assembly and repair clutch linkage. So this is 2 years prior. And so whatever they did, Wally wasn't happy with. So we had that new clutch put in. But then here are the parts as well. Here we go, a receipt for the alternator, tires. What do we have going on here? Oh, installation. He must have ordered the tires online and then had them installed locally. Replace oil pan gasket and timing cover gasket and seal. Calculate the speedo gears, replace rear and upper and lower trailing arms. You can see those in the photos. Those are adjustable, which was pretty slick. Installing the chrome exhaust tips. And then it looks like he also had new seat belts installed as well. $250 to install the new shifter. There's a fresh shifter in the car as well. Fuel lines. This is installing the carbs. So he had some of that stuff itemized with the intake and stuff like that. Wally did have the silver stripes put on and the pinstriping, so there's a receipt for that. Battery, that doesn't help because I've since replaced that. And then here's the new starter that's in it. And what do we have going on here? Oh, and this goes along with the shifter. He had a new shift ball put on as well. So this is what the family was able to find. That, of course, will come with the car. More than anything, what I'm trying to piece together here for you folks is just letting you know the amount of money that's been spent on this car. It isn't just piecemealed together. A lot of high quality parts into this drivetrain, and she boogies. This car moves. If you do have any questions specifically about the car, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help. Again, my name's Jeff. I own a small classic car dealership in southwestern Wisconsin called Bygone. Take care.